Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, sir. First of all, good morning, sir. Thanks for this opportunity. I am from Andhra Pradesh. Recently, I have been completed my undergraduation in the year of 2022 under the graduation of Electronic Communication and Engineering with the aggregate of 70%. I have been completed my intermediate in junior college with the aggregate of 78%. I did my schooling in the aggregate of 70%. I learned the Java full stack development. I have a good knowledge and completely in Java full stack development. And overcome to my hobbies. Daily I used to watch the movies and listening to music. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah, great. So you have done your full stack development course, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you worked on any project? Have you created any project in engineering?
Yes, sir. I created a one project on web development means I use the servers and JDBC to create the web page, and I get given a link to by using the servers
Okay,
without using
so that
the only web technology. I use the both the Java and the SQL and the HTML.
okay. So it's a simple application, right? Only on one page, web page, you just show data. So have you
Yeah.
done any crude operation in it, like adding data, inserting records, or deleting records, showing
Yeah,
records on
yes,
web
sir.
page?
Yes, sir. By using the
Uh,
SQL queries, I done that updating the values, inserting the values, and deleting the values, and retrieving the values.
Okay, yeah, great. So your technical stack is in as a Java full stack developer is core Java, HTML, and SQL, right? Do you have knowledge on any other technologies?
No, sir.
Okay, so what we will do, we'll start with the core Java first. So can you tell me what is a static in core Java?
Yes, sir. The values which will not change from a person to person, then we use for the we go for the static, sir. Means we can declare the variables by using the static keyword. By using by the variables which are known as in class members, we can access those variables within the class only. When we want to be access those members out of the class or within a different class, then we will use with the help of a class name. We can access the static variables, means like a class name dot variable which we have declared. Static members is stored in the uh, class members only, so we can directly access within the same class, but we can access those by using the object creation also, but it is not be used. We can access those by using the class name.
Okay, so whatever you have explained, you explained use only for static variables. Do you know any other thing about static?
Yes, sir. Methods, when we use the static methods, we can use within the same class, but static members are we cannot access with outside the class. By declaring the static, we cannot override the methods. When we try to be override, it will be get to known as a method shadowing.
Are we getting any error that you saying like when we override static methods, do we get any error?
Yes, sir. Compile will show an error like we cannot override the static members or methods.
Okay, so are you sure on this? We get such errors when we try to
Yes,
override any method.
yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, can we declare any class as static?
No, sir.
Okay. Can you explain about final keyword? What is final and how to use it?
Final means we cannot change. Final means it is an like a constant number. By declaring the class as a final, we cannot inherit it. By declaring the variable as a final, we cannot reinitialize the variables. By using the final, we cannot do any modification. It is like a fixed.
Okay. So can we create any final variable in any class?
Yes, sir, but we cannot reinitialize it.
Yes, we cannot reinitialize it. Can you create final method?
No, sir.
So are you sure on this? We cannot create any final method. Like there is one
Yes, sir.
method get or insert student data. Okay. So can we create this method? It's in signature. Can we add final keyword?
We can add, sir.
But just 1 minute before you mentioned we cannot use.
Yeah, sir. It is comes to the modifiers, so we can use, but we cannot change it.
You know what is difference between string and string buffer?
Yeah, sir.
So can you
In
tell me what is difference here?
Yes, sir. In a string, we can create an object by using the two types, like an string literals and the new keyword. But in a string buffer, we can create the object only by using the new keyword. And the string as immutable in nature, and the string buffer as like immutable in nature. In a string, we can override the methods, those like an hash and the equals and the string. But in a string buffer, we cannot override those, but we can override only the string method.
Okay. So
Performance wise, string buffer is good, not a
okay.
string, and security will be high in a string.
And so you just mentioned string is immutable. So what do you mean by immutable?
Means we cannot create an duplicate value cell because it mentions like we can create the in a string both the heap area as well as the constant pool area is present. Whenever we create an object using the string letters as well as using the new keyword, the new object will be created in a string constant pool. The name mentioned that which is a constant pool means those which cannot create an duplicate values. If you are trying to create a duplicate values, another memory will be created. That's why it will be a loss of memory. But in string buffer it will not like that. We can change and modify the variables within the same object.
Okay, great. So you know Hashmap. What is Hashmap?
Hashmap, which is used to, I don't have that much of idea in that, sir. But when we want to like a filter, when we to display the data like in line by line in a order wise, then we can go for the hash map.
Okay. One by one or order by order. So we have different collection present in the means collection hierarchy. Okay, that is the array
Yes.
list. Okay, Hashmap is different. So you know what is array list?
Which one, sir?
What is array list?
No, sir. I don't have any.
Okay. Do you have any idea about collections? What is collections and how we use
Yes,
it?
sir. Collection
Okay.
is a framework where we have any inbuilt methods to insert the data and to delete the data and to retrieve the data. Everything by
Oh,
using the methods we can done the in program, sir. Means collection is like a framework which is having its own. It is a collection of interfaces and the classes. It is comes to an interface. Collection also one type of an interface where we have a bulk of like a classes and interface where we use to store the data, retrieving the data, and then we can collect all the data, and by using the methods inbuilt methods we can perform the operations like an
okay.
literals, like number of classes and like an stack queues, like a number of classes and interfaces there. So by using that we can store the data by inbuilt methods only we can perform the operations.
Okay. So can you provide me name like which methods inbuilt methods are present in collection with
Yes, sir.
interface?
Means when we have to insert the data, use the insert method, and when we have to add the another collection to the one collection, we use the insert collection. Means which collection we are going to be add. For deleting also we have the method like delete. Oh, sorry, for removing we have the method like can remove. For updating we can update like that, sir. For overcome to the stack, when we have to add the method anything variables, we use the push method. When we want to delete, we use the pop like that,
Yeah.
sir.
So you just mentioned to insert data, we have insert method in collection. So are you
Yes, sir.
sure on this? Do you have insert method and update method in collection?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I will give you one scenario. You have to provide me, tell me about the logic. Okay. Suppose there is a one number and you have to reverse that number. Okay. Suppose your input is 1 2 3 4. Okay. And your output should be 4 3 2 1. You have to just reverse that number. So which logic you will apply here?
by using collection, sir.
No, not collection. I'm asking a general code.
First, we
How you
have to
will
add the
write
1,
code?
2, 3, 4, and we have to display the 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, we just need to reverse. We'll provide any input, okay? Like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, okay? And its output should be you just need to reverse that number.
Okay, sir. First, we have to insert the values like 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have to reverse and display the values, we can take a for loop. If you would, if you store the values in an array, there is a length for the array. If you take a for
Just,
loop, first,
sorry to interrupt. When we store any number, we will not use a array list, right? Or array.
okay,
We will store it in number, right? So you have to perform preparation on that number. Like suppose integer number equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So how you will do that?
integer number equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so
Yes.
it will easy. It is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, sir? First, we
Yes.
have to first we check whether the number is greater than a 0 or not. If number is greater than 0, we have to divide it like a percentage symbol. Num equal to like remainder. We have to take out the remainder, means we can take out the last number. Right, sir? And then we have to extract the one number by dividing by 10. Like that, when we have to perform this logic and we print that number in an SOPLN, we will be print like an reverse. Here we
Okay.
have to use the SOP only, sir. By means we use the SOPLN, the output will be line by line. When we want to be displayed within the same line, like 4, 3, 2, 1, we have to use the SOP, like system dot out that print.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So can you tell me when you perform modulus operation and division operation on any number, exactly or what will be its output? Suppose number
Sir,
is
for
12 modulus 10. So what will be its output?
2, sir. Modulus means it will be give you for the only the reminder. And
Okay.
division means it will be exact the number, means it will remove the one number.
Okay. Yeah. Great. And okay, so you worked on HTML as well, right? So can you provide me some tags, name of the tags which we use in
Yes,
HTML,
sir.
and what is the use of those tags?
First, I will start with the headings, sir. Whenever we want to provide, there are the 6 types of headings in an HTML, like H1, H2, H3. In this, we have the size. Means we have to provide any size. If you want a bold in thick one, we can go for the H1. Like that, when we have to reduce the size and bold, we can use the H1 to H6. And second one is in paragraph. Whenever we want to create any paragraph in a web page, we can go through for the paragraph tag, like a p tag, and then it is a bold tag also there for any let like a word we want to get it in a bold letter, we can use the bold tag. And then like a br tag, it is a break. Whenever we want to start a new line, we can use the br tag, and then we will get the one horizontal line, and then we can start the another one. And like an something mark tag is there. Whenever we want to scroll the content on the web page, we use the mark tag. And then subscript tag also there, means whenever we have to provide like a power, we can go for the subscript tag. And then okay, angular tag is there. Whenever we want to provide any link, then we can go for the angular tag. And div tag,
You just mentioned
angular tag.
Angular
Yes,
tag. Is it
yes,
present in a core HTML? Angular tag.
yes, sir. It is also one type of tag.
Okay, so are you sure on it? Like it's
Yeah,
present
yes.
in HTML or it's present in some framework like Angular framework or Bootstrap framework?
No, no, sir, no, sir. We have the Angular tag to provide like an hyperlinks. Whenever we provide a link one to another, we go through for the Anchor tag, like an A tag.
Okay,
We
great.
have the division tags. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you have performed CRUD operation, right? So how you have taken input? Which tag you use to take input on HTML? Suppose
Means
there is a
taking
text. Suppose there is a text box, okay, on the page. So which tag you use to capture the data?
I'm not getting the question, sir.
So suppose you want to capture first name. You want to show it on web page.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you will
Yes, sir.
use
It
a
is.
text box, right? So
Yes, sir.
which tag you will use? HTML tag to
Tabular
display
tag,
text
sir.
box.
Tabular tag, sir. We have to use the table, and then we have to use the HR for the the like arrow, creating an arrow, and then we use the TH for the giving the heading, and then we use the like another one TD to given the body. And when we have taken the values from the user, we go for the forms, and then we taken the input like in a test. Then it will be created in one empty box, then we can provide the data there.
Yes, right. So input is the tag name which you use to display
Yes, sir.
tag box, right? And
Yes, sir.
you explained about the complete form, which tag you will use. So that's great. Uh, we'll come to SQL. You know what is function?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me exactly what is function and how it
There
works?
are two, yes, sir. There are two types of function. One was is like a single row function, and second one is like a multi-row functions. There we can perform an operations. Uh,
Okay.
I just
Okay,
forgotten about
okay,
it.
okay, no problem. So we'll again come back to core Java. Okay. You know what is abstraction?
Which one, sir?
What is abstraction?
Yeah, sir. Which will completely hide the functionality and show up the implementation.
Okay, great. So how we achieve abstraction in Java?
Yes, sir. By using the interface, because abstract means it is a completely which will stores like a incomplete methods or complete methods also. For giving an implementation to the incomplete methods, we can go through for the interfaces where we can provide a complete functionality of non like non-complete methods, and then we can access it.
Okay, so interfaces is a one way. You know what is another way to implement
By using the
abstraction?
classes, sir. Classes by exchanging with the classes like. With the abstract we can give the complete functionality of any method, and by creating the reference to the abstract class and giving the object and creating the object of any class, we can access the data.
Okay, so you're mentioning that we need to use an abstract class, right? And that
Yes, sir.
abstract class we need to extend it in child classes, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you know does Java support multiple inheritance?
But yes, sir, by using the class it is impossible, by using interface it is possible.
Okay. So can you give any example like this is the interface name, this is the method, and like this we can implement the multiple inheritance in Java.
Yes, in a Java, when one class is trying the acquiring the properties from two classes, in each classes we have the constructor. When we not provide the constructor, also default compare with provided and default constructor. In on that case, what will happen is like a child class is getting confused to call the with super statement in those classes. It will lead to an diamond problem like that. And also the every class in a Java which is acquiring the properties from object class, then it leads to an like a diamond problem. By the problem of that, we cannot achieve an multiple inheritance using the class. But in interface there is a no constructor present, means we cannot create any object to the interface only. Means there is a no confusion to call the which is super statement, and there is a no confusion, there is a no diamond problem. That's why multiple inheritance achievable by using the interface. By using the class it is not achievable.
Okay. So which tool you use to write this code? Are you using Eclipse, IntelliJ, or any other tool?
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Okay. You know what is Git? Git or GitHub?
What's up?
Git or GitHub?
Yeah, sir. GitHub is an one like a source where we can post our codes, and where we can show up our codes to the others to access it. It is like a private one and the public one is there, sir, where we can store our codes securely and we can show up to the others also.
Okay. So have you used Git? You know
Yeah,
about
sir.
theory. Okay.
I'm not know much about that, but once I have used in the GitHub uh, to submit my code there, and I have provided a link to the others. For an lastly 1.5 months back, I just attended the one interview. There I have to be write code in any GitHub, and then I have to share and link to them. On that time, I use in the GitHub, sir.